What's up, YouTube? It's my birthday today. Yep, so I want to shoot a video because there's been a few people that came into my life actually from YouTube that I've been talking with, and I really feel a pull to them, and it's sort of like almost, I prayed for God to give me some signs, and I truly think that they are it, because without getting into specifics of their situations, there's no other way that it's not some type of divine sort of ordeal, because they're going, obviously they're going through similar things, but in different walks of life, and they have their own take on Christianity, religion, that sort of thing. But I feel very happy talking with them and helping them, and that's sort of like a passion of mine. And these people have elevated my perceptions of where I need to be and the things that I need to do to get there. And starting with the acceptance, like we talk about, and surrender. You can't really get better until you surrender to the pain, to the anxiety. So it's a fascinating concept of surrender and acceptance, but something I'm working with now. I started going to church. I've been really feeling the pull there, and just trying to clean my life up and live a life as close to God as I can. And even though I don't really sin, or didn't think I did. I'm not out there killing people or anything like that. I've done a lot of lying in my life, white lies, to work and also to investors. It's always like an embellishment to try to. I'm a salesman. I mean, honestly, I'm a natural born entrepreneur and salesman. I have a really good ability to, talk with people and get things done and make the sale. I mean, total strangers writing me checks for $10,000. I mean, I have a great product. But I need to start using that for good and not for profit and money. Because at a very young age, I thought money was it, right? Money is all I ever wanted. And still lingering on to that. I really do want that financial independence, especially since I've dealt with so much illness, in my time here. But I really want to use my skill sets to dampen my strength with God and then pursue that lifestyle, because happiness isn't about money. I still want to have that financial independence. And I still have some really good ideas, but I'm starting to be awake. I'm awakened to a life outside of material possessions, and it's just so important just to keep going and to keep searching. There's so much, on this road. I've had friends that couldn't even get out of bed, that they couldn't feed their children. All they talked about was suicide. We talked together, and then all of a sudden they're doing better. I mean, they got on the right medication, and that really helped trigger them into feeling better. I've had friends that didn't take medication and felt really well. I've had friends that I've gotten on the right track with some good resources and amino acid therapies. I got in front of them before medications, and they were able to get better. For me, I never really was feeling much better I've had these moments, hit or miss. But the closer I get to God, that's really, I think, the message that He wants for me. Because that would be a powerful message. Because I've been through so much chronic pain and anxiety to the point of detachment, depersonalization. I mean, I've been through a lot, and I'm not gonna sit here and say that my medication trials are over, because it was actually the Lamictal that got me closer to God, because the fog was so heavy that had it not lifted, I wouldn't have had a chance to make that relationship. But I can't personally, and I hear this from a lot of people, Christian people, religious people, that are been doing it for a long time, and everybody that I know and that I talk to, it just turns out that they're on medications. I mean, not that's a bad thing. I'm taking medication. I'm very resistant to it, but they seem to have, and they have the attitude that medication is okay by God. I don't think it is. This is my opinion. Okay, I don't think God condemns people for taking medication at all, and I think medication can I think medication can be a bridge to get you to a healthier lifestyle and to God. And my opinions are constantly in flux as I'm growing and learning, but sometimes God brings us down. Had I never gotten sick, I never even would have cared about Him or reached out to Him. So for my eternal life to be saved, I would need to have a wake-up call, and the lifestyle I was living was not conducive to spiritual health. I would have kept on binge drinking, partying, maybe eventually killing myself in a drunken rage, which I probably would have never asked these questions. I would have never had a need for God had I just gotten rich, and I just would have kept climbing that money ladder. So when you can start to accept that your illness is a good thing and a wake-up call, and part of the process that's going to elevate you above where you ever thought you could be, that where you are right now is where you are always meant to be. No matter what you're going through, this is where you're supposed to be, because you're on the road to getting to where you need to be. Once you can start to realize that with the acceptance, then that's really gonna be a catapult to you and your wellness. Like I said, so medications, I'm not saying are bad. I don't think they're the answers from God. I mean, there's no way God would put medications, and I'm probably going to be pretty firm on this. I've talked to preachers, I've talked, many people that say medications are good. Medications even created by God. No, because I know a lot of people on medications, and the side effects are terrible. The withdrawals are terrible. Most of the people I know, they're trying to come off of them. They can't get erections, or they're having constant fatigue. They're having all kinds of issues. I've talked to people that have been on 11 medications in a year, and they're young people. That some of these medications can cause people's skin to fall off. I mean, good Lord, it's a small percentage, but it happens, right? So there's black box label warning. Some of these medications cause people to commit murders and suicides. You cannot tell me, nobody could tell me, no preacher could tell me or ever convince me, because I'm a rational person, that a God would create medications that could cause those sort of lifestyle conflicts. Even if it helps, people, there's some people, there's just no way, okay? No way. And the more I look at it, there's so many natural, alternatives out there that are proven effective, that are created by God. Adaptogenic herbs and Ayurvedic medicine, and really, I feel like, I don't I don't feel like, I know for a fact 100%, a lot of the mental illness that we have, maybe not all of it, but a lot of it has to do with lifestyle choices. The diet that we eat is not designed by God. It's designed by humans, okay? It's synthetically created diets filled with sugar-laden things, chemicals, preservatives. And then that for a lot of people is why they get sick. We're not leading the lifestyle that God naturally created the world. It's not chasing money, working all day, sitting in a cubicle. Yes, I know you got to feed your family, you got to do your thing. That's not what this is about. This is the truth. This is not the world that God made. This is the world that man made. Okay? The world we live in today is the world that man made. And there's not to say that you can't have both. You can definitely have both worlds. And I'm finally seeing that light. But God has created an array of insanely powerful things. Food is medicine, herbals, amino acids. Most people can get better on that stuff. Not all people. Not all people. Some people have trauma that's just so bad, they suffered from so much, and I don't know. I don't know the answers for everybody. Like I said, I'm on medication myself, and I'm going to continue probably searching for medication at the same time pursuing other healthier patterns. But my hope is to come off medicine and to be off medicine, medication, I should say, one day in my life. Part of the reason I think my brain is messed up is because I was on benzos for medication messed up my brain, high glutamate levels, and now it's like I need medication to help counter the damage from other medications. It's sad, man. It's terrible. I have a friend that I met antibiotics. It was that hurt them, and they got flaxseed, and you cannot tell me that's God's way. God did not. No. God is a perfect God. He creates perfect people. Perfect. When you start to put Him in your life, a lot of these things will start to fall into place. And I know you've never really heard me speak this much about God, but it's just been so powerful. I've been almost hearing Him whisper to me, putting people in my life, messages in my life. And I've just been feeling better as I'm approaching Him. So, like I said, I'm not anti-medication. I don't think God is anti-medication. I just don't think it's not from Him. It's not part of His design. He created a perfect human being with perfect health, perfect brain, perfect capabilities for healing. Obviously, modern medicine has its place in society. It, save lives, surgeries, things like that. But as far as if you look at the studies, they don't lie. With the medications and the things that they're causing. So, this is not in any way. Number one, I'm not a doctor. Number two, and this is not a get off your medication, you're going to hell. This is not my message at all. So do not think that. What I'm saying, you get it. Medications are very useful tools. They're very useful bridges. Sometimes they're absolutely necessary. 90% of people, probably not. Probably, mild depression, mild anxiety. If you're not suicidal, if you have mild anxiety and you're just sort of socially awkward, different things. And people have different neurotransmitters and different levels for different reasons. Some people are born leaders. Some people are born to do this, to do this, to do this. Not everybody has to lead the lives that you see on Facebook. Sometimes you just have to accept the person that you are and then work on changing that. I think diet, lifestyle, which is part of lifestyle, but exercise, sunlight, forest bathing, and absolutely meditation, mindfulness, that sort of thing, accepting where you are, listening to some Eckhart Tolle, reading the Bible, becoming spiritually connected. Yeah, that's where it's at. So anyway, that's just this. Like I said, this is just my little vlog that I do, and I'm fortunate to have some people that I think are helped by my messages. And I still think, once again, I know I keep going in circles, but I just want to make sure it's clear that I still believe medications can be very, very useful bridges. They saved my life. I just don't know where I'd be if I had learned natural, holistic approaches before I ever got down the medication train, because it gets so bumpy. You know, I got a friend he's just in the beginning stages trying different medications, but like for me, I'm like, I keep having flu-like symptoms. I have this and that, and I don't know if it's the medication. I just came off one. I don't know if it's withdrawal or is it a combination of the two. So I don't know if it's because of stress, because of medication that I'm taking, that I upped, or medication that I came off of. Not sleeping well all of a sudden. I'm trying to balance. I mean, do you see? I mean, that's crazy. So now I'm sort of stuck in this grind where I cannot, and that causes me anxiety, not knowing what it is. I mean, shit, I'm pretty sure that I know that the original reason of my anxiety was chronic stress. Because of the way I was raised, and abandonment issues and things like that. Not to mention extremely poor lifestyle. I mean, it was a volcano that led to my panic attack, which led to other panic attacks. And because I didn't know at the time what a damn panic attack was, I had no idea. You know, the first thing the doctor gave me was Xanax, and it worked, so that's what you go with. You go to a mechanic, you know, most times, and they tell you need a new radiator. You get a new radiator. I mean, you're not a mechanic, you're not a doctor. Well, you know, assuming you're not. I'm not. Trust the experts. In my situation, doctors made me sicker and sicker with my interstitial cystitis, prostatitis for years, with antibiotics and medication. Once again, masking symptoms. Not why am I having this, but let's mask these symptoms, which they barely did. My chronic headaches, all kinds of pills to mask the symptoms with side effects like feeling blurred and drugged and all those things. So you talk about different medications to treat side effects. Band-aids on band-aids on band-aids. Where does it stop? I mean, that's my message. I was on so many medications, but I didn't know, and half the medications were causing side effects that I was on medications for, and they were piling, and I was trialing, spending all my time in doctor's offices. Doctor's offices are triggers for me now, but I never was getting better. You know, for me personally, I never got better, I got worse. There was a window in there for about a year where I was great. But then my health spiraled down. Once again, you know my story. They never asked me about lifestyle. They just took my gallbladder out. They didn't understand. They scratched their heads. They did all these tests. It's so freaking simple. I wish the medical community would learn to study nutrition. Anyway, whole different series. Alright guys, God bless. That's my message for today. Thanks. Bye.